CPA. He was elected as the Kansas Insurance Commissioner in 2014 and began serving in that position on January 12, 2015. He previously worked in the reinsurance industry for more than 30 years, most recently as an executive managing director for a worldwide brokerage and insurance services firm. In addition to his credentials as a certified public accountant, Ken has earned a number of professional designations, including Charter Property and Casualty Underwriter, Associate in Reinsurance, and Fellow of the Life Management Institute. He's active in many professional, community, and charitable organizations. He was past president of the Rotary Club in Leawood, chairman of the Kansas Society of CPAs Education Foundation, and president of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Heart of America chapter. He currently serves on, here locally, the advisory council of the KSU College of Business and is a member of the foundation trustees. He's also previously served as Fairway, Kansas City Councilman and City Council President. He made a lot of friends over time. Or maybe not. He graduated with honors here at K-State in accounting and earned his master's degree in Southern California. He's a fourth-generation Kansan, and we grew up in the same county, the basketball capital of Kansas, which is McPherson County. Then he snuck over the border to go to Marion County in the Gossel area. He's been married to his wife, Deb, for 35 years. She's from rural Miami County. They have two daughters, Mallory and Mackenzie, and I hear he's going to get Mackenzie for lunch. She's here at K-State in accounting as well. So he's double dipping today, Rotary, parent, and all that. Him and his wife provide scholarships to graduating high school seniors in the Gossel USD in Marion County, and also support scholarships here at K-State. So please welcome fellow Rotarian and our Insurance Commissioner, Ken Selzer.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much, Bill. That's very, very kind of you. And Betty, thank you so much for inviting me. I truly, truly appreciate it. We've been friends ever since I met you through Rotary a number of years ago. So I drank the Kool-Aid, the Rotary Kool-Aid, about maybe 9 or 10 years ago, and had a lot of fun in my Leawood Club. Our Leawood Club is younger than yours is. We were formed in about 20 years ago. We're about half the size that you are, but it's a good club and a really, really good group of people. So as Betty pointed out, Leawood is kind of on the other end of the earth, I guess, from here. You go to the edge of Kansas and boom, we're right there. But I'm heading back tonight to actually help with a ribbon cutting at an insurance-related firm there. So just want to thank you for inviting me. So many friends and familiar faces here, and I'll start with Jan Marks. I just love what you do. She's a CPA, of course. I'm a CPA. I've added the other interesting topic to being a CPA of insurance, and combined insurance and CPA. People think some things about it. And then Mitch Vimes from the Morning Club here. Mitch and I met through the campaign, and he was so helpful. He knows literally everybody north of I-70 across the entire swath of Kansas. So Mitch, that's an exaggeration, but it seemed like everywhere we went, you knew somebody. Well, I'm going out to Colby in about 2 months to speak to the Rotary Club there, and you've got friends and family out in the area. In fact, you won the state wrestling championship, didn't you, at the junior college there in Colby? Yeah, so how about that? And so many other good friends here. Nelson Golly, you and I sit on the College of Business Advisory Council together, so thank you all for being here, and thank you for being Rotarians. It means a lot to me and what you do for the community here. So I do have a daughter, Mackenzie, bless her heart, wants to be a CPA like her dad, and I am going to meet up with her and grab a quick bite and give her a hug afterwards. As you know, college students need hugs once in a while, even though they think they don't. But she's going into the Master's of Accounting degree program next year, so she's looking forward to that. I have the one other daughter who is getting married this summer, so it's all good. So let's talk a little bit about the insurance department in the state of Kansas. And again, I don't at all think insurance is boring. It's technical, but it's not boring. And you can look at this visual. We have insurance companies over here selling this incredibly technical product that is hard to understand. There isn't anybody who wants to sit down and understand all the nuances of your policy. You want your agent to do that. You want somebody to help you with it. So we've got this sophisticated company selling this technical product to unsophisticated buyers, a consumer. You want to do other things with your life than understand insurance. And in about the 1870s or so, late 60s, right after the war, a civil war, and on through the next 2 decades, states were forming insurance departments to help do just that, be the intervener there between this insurance company and the consumer, who was very unsophisticated, and a couple of scams going on back then that really created the need to make this happen. For example, Ben, you might have your dad might have bought a insurance policy, a life insurance policy for, say, $1,000 back then. He would pass away, and you would make claim for the insurance policy. They'd offer you $50 or $100 if they thought you wouldn't pursue them in court, or if they thought he had lived a long, useful life and nobody was depending on him for income anymore. They'd just settle for something less. They didn't care. And most of the time, you didn't have the resources or the knowledge of how to take somebody through the court process and make them pay up. That was happening all over the country. The other kind of insurance that was being sold back then was fire insurance. So it was fire and life insurance. Those were the kinds of insurance. The Kansas Insurance Department was started 10 years after the state was formed, so 1871. Some exciting things happened that year. One of the exciting things was 6 months after the department was formed, and on March 1, Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicks over the lantern in Chicago, and this massive fire in Chicago, and we had, at that time, 52 companies riding in the state of Kansas. And six of those 52 companies had to be shut down from riding in Kansas because they were financially unstable from that Chicago fire. How about that for some activity for the first insurance commissioner? So just a little more history on that's kind of fun here. So I'm elected. Many of you had an opportunity to vote for me last election cycle. So I'm elected, but it hasn't always been that way in the state of Kansas. When this office was set up in 1871, it was an appointed office. That's like most states are now. Most states actually appoint their insurance commissioner. Again, I think because it's such a technical position. So most states appoint. We have 11 states that elect like we do. But it was appointed at first, and up until 1899. So some of you remember studying your Kansas history books. There was this populist party that was started back then in the 1880s and 1890s, and actually gained a lot of traction here in Kansas. At one time, I think out of our 105 legislators, we had, or House representatives, I think 92 of them were actually populists. So the insurance commissioner in 1899 was a populist appointed by the Republican governor. They got crosswise almost immediately after the appointment. So the populist insurance commissioner goes over to the state house and says, I'm going to lose my job, let's make this an elected office. So he convinces the majority populace there to make this an elected office. He actually gets the governor to sign it, even though they're crosswise with each other. He runs, the populace runs for the first election in 1900, the even round number of 1900, runs, gets beat. But he doesn't stop. He comes back 2 years later, runs again, gets beat again by a different guy. He doesn't give up easy. He comes back 2 years later, runs for the third and final time, thankfully, and gets beat again. He goes home and farms up in north central Kansas for 6 years and then passes away. But that's why it's an elected office in Kansas. It's unusual. It's unusual in that there's only 10 other states that actually do it. Most states actually appoint this job. So I'm thankful it's an elected job, because I don't think I'd have got in it otherwise. I didn't really, I knew the governor, but he would have never appointed me to the job. But anyway, we ran a campaign